Cwmbran boy. I was raised here in Cwmbran, so I know the area very well. I don't come as often as I would like, but I went to a school which was Hendless Junior School. Do you all know Hendless Junior School? Remember that? And I had some very, very fun days at Hendless. And in fact, my parents, you know, the Baulch, the pub, the hotel next to it, my parents used to own that before it was a hotel. So I'm a very local lad, so it's a pleasure to be here tonight. It all started in sports day for me. I was about 10 years old at Hendless, and we had an event called the obstacle race. And I marked, set go, so I started running his head in spoon like that, over the wooden beds like that, into the sack like that, underneath the crash mat, and I ended up going underneath it like this, and I ended up coming out of the side and not at the end. And my master said, Jamie, you need to go back to the start. I said, what? So I had to run all the way back to the start, pick up the egg and spoon, over the wooden bench, like this, underneath the crash mat, and I sprinted to the finish, crossed the line like that, and I won. I beat everyone in the whole school. And I said, that was my best ever achievement. Sports, endless, but no. It was because of that why my headmaster recognised me as a star pupil. And so he said, I think you should join a running club. And I ended up joining a running club, which was Newport Harriers. And people always ask me, they say, when did you know you had that turning point in your career? And it was when I was about 18 years old, and I'll never forget it. I was on the start line of the 100 metres final at the Welsh Championships in Cardiff. And I'm on the start line now, messing about like this, right? And Colin Jackson, who's, you know, we all know who Colin Jackson is, TV presenter now, but he used to be a hurdler. He turns to me, he says, Jamie, stop messing about. And I went, sorry, Mr. Jackson. So I stopped messing about. The race started, only marked, set, go, and I started running as fast as I could, cross the line, and Colin Jackson only beat me by that much. And he was one of the fastest guys in the world over the hurdles, one of the fastest guys in the world over 100 metres. And I ran 10:77 that day, my first time under 11 seconds at 17 years old. And I thought, I've made it in my life, I'm going to do something. So that following Thursday, they had a magazine called Athletics Weekly, okay? And I went into the shops at the WH Smith in Newport, got the magazine, thinking, I'm bound to be in there, I'm bound to, my name is going to transcend bigger than Cwmbran, and I'm like looking through it. Like, it got to the very back of the magazine, and it had Welsh Championships results, and it said, first, Colin Jackson. I thought, this my name's going to be here. It said, second, James Baulch. And I went, bloody actor in it. And I was gutted. I was really disappointed. My first time ever being in a magazine, they got my name wrong. So I ended up thinking, this is war, I'm not happy. I went over to England, over the Severn Bridge, and I raced in the 100 metres in the British Junior Championships and came third behind people like Darren Campbell. And they kept getting my name wrong. They're saying lane 4, we have Darren Campbell, lane 5, James Baulch from Wales as well. So I thought, what am I going to do to get my name right? And the only reason I thought I could get faster is by, and get my name right, is by running faster. So in the final of the 200 metres, I'll never forget, the race started, I was running around the bend, they said in the patriotic colours of Wales from Cwmbran. I was like, Jamie Baulch. And I was like, yeah, I got excited when I ran. So I knew it was that day when I knew I was going to go on to another level. I ended up going to my first Olympic Games, which was in Atlanta in 1996, and you lot wouldn't have even been born. That's scary, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so in 1996, Atlanta Olympic Games, I was representing Great Britain in the 4x400 metre relay. Ewan Thomas on first leg for Great Britain, but from Wales. Happy days. Myself on second leg, Mark Richardson on third leg, Roger Black on fourth leg. We're in lane 5, and America, the fastest team on the planet, are in lane 4, okay? The race starts, 100,000 people in the stands, millions and millions of people watching it on TV, most probably this side of the room, you will probably, right? You've watched it at home tonight on YouTube if you want. Anyway, the race starts, Ewan Thomas for Great Britain is running around the track like this, and he's going for it. He's coming up the home straight, and I take the relay back off him, and it's my turn to shine for Cwmbran, for Wales, giving it my best shot. And I'm running around the bend. This is a true story now, right? The Olympic final, going for it, run around the bend, lane 5, the American runs past me, and as he runs past me, he goes, "Oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, baby." Can you believe it? Like, I'm thinking, what's going on? And he gets right next to me and goes, "Oh yeah, baby," and I thought, that's it. You can't disrespect Cwmbran like that. Can you? It reminded me of sports day. I thought, no way. And he was about that far ahead of me with 300 metres to go, 100,000 people, millions of people watch on TV, and I thought, this is it. I ran as fast as I could. As I ran past, I went, meet me, like and you should have seen it. If you've ever set it off, video footage, you see it like that. And I went, meet me, like that. You see it like that. I thought, that's when you get the disrespecting Cwmbran. They're better than everyone else. And that day, I got this, which is my Olympic medal. Oh, where is it? Somewhere. So that day I got this, which is my Olympic medal. And some of it... Thank you. When I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, I was thinking, how am I going to be the best in the world coming from Cwmbran? How am I going to be an Olympic champion or Olympic medalist? How am I going to do these things? And I learned along the way that you can do extraordinary things. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. If you really believe in yourself, that's all what matters. And I believed, like I said, from when I was 10 years old, that I could make it. And I always had a dream of being the best in the world at track and field. There's lots of people who will come your way and say, you're never going to make it, you're not going to do it. I'm only 5'8" from Cwmbran, racing the 6'4" guy from Jamaica, from America, those people who just, you know, serious athletes, and I still beat them because I believed that I could do it. You guys in this room today, don't ever stop believing, don't ever think that you can't, because you can. Thanks very much, cheers, and have a great night.
I was at Gwent School's team manager, right, and Jamie was competing for Gwent Schools. And we went down to Swansea, I think it was at the track there, and there were 8 lanes. That's all there is on track. Some tracks have 9, there was 8 lanes. And there were 8 counties, so only one person from each county could run, unless people had achieved the qualifying time. And there were several boys in Wales who had achieved the qualifying time in 100 metres. So Jamie went down for his heat, and in those days you were allowed 2 false starts. The gun went in the first heat, with Jamie being obviously the quality athlete, and he false started. So I'm starting in the stand thinking he'll be okay, you just let him go and he'll catch him up. He false started again, so he got disqualified on the 100 metres. Do you remember, James? But how I linked this back to Fairwater was there was a great athlete who'd also achieved the qualifying time. And Jamie's misfortune meant the boy from Fairwater, Daniel Moore, went on and became Welsh 100 metres champion that day. Jamie then won the 200 and won the relay, but because he had false started, Fairwater triumphed through Daniel Moore. Okay?
Aaron has transformed himself into an outstanding A-level student. He came up for the chemistry award before. We are confident he's destined for further successful university study. Mr. Llewellyn would have been very proud of you. And just for one time, awarding this one.
Yes.
Okay, I'd just like to end the evening by saying thank you ever so much for all of you for attending tonight. Quite an emotional evening in some aspects. Just going to say a thank you without naming people to all the individuals who plan, run, sort out programs, down here all day organising chairs, all the people behind the scenes, without which this wouldn't run like clockwork as it always does. And a massive, massive thank you to Mr. Jamie Baulch, who I've got to say I thought was absolutely superb tonight and inspired us all. And just finally, we've mentioned it a number of times, we are coming to the end of Fairwater High School. It's been an amazing place. I've been very proud to be part of it. But we look on and forward to the future. So could we just have a round of applause for everyone who's ever been involved in this fantastic school.